players from the Philippines, as we have mentioned. They should know each other's style of play, I would think, very well, wouldn't you?
I think they grew up playing together, actually. They play a lot of rotation over in the Philippines, and I think they played with each other a lot.
Bustamante is not listed among the Pro Tour rankings because he doesn't play enough tournaments. He plays a lot in Europe, now makes his home in Germany. Reyes, by the way, who captained the team that won the World Team Billiards title from the Philippines, is ranked number 11 currently. And, of course, he's had a big year. This will be the third major that he's been shooting for the final. So both players are ready. We will have the lag for the opening break. Remember, a race to 9, and a race to 9 is not a lot of games, is it?
No, it isn't. A few breaks, and anything can happen here. I think the breaks can have a lot to do with it when they break the balls, how the balls are laid out.
Bustamante on the left, Reyes on the right, closest to the rail.
Both of these players have excellent speed control on the balls.
Reyes wins the lag.
And an excellent lag by both players, but just slightly better for the man they call the magician, the 38-year-old Efren Reyes. Finished second in the World 9-ball. Our referee is Scott Smith. He's from Colorado Springs. Scott is also the tournament director. So we've got the top man calling all the fouls and racking the balls for each of our racks. A race to 9.
Efren will break from the side. It's his favorite side. He'll try to play the 1 ball on the side on the break.
I was talking to Jim Rempe, and he was talking a little bit about Bustamante's break, and it has been just brilliant this week. This is a long week. We've been playing now for 6 days.
You'll know when he starts to break the balls, John. You'll hear it.
Made 1.
He got a bad break there. The 3-ball came down.
Let's take a look at his break, and we'll show you what we were talking about, the power of that shot.
Notice the follow-through, John. Follow-through going low on the cue ball. And he's got it. The 3-ball came over, knocked the cue ball to the rail, and he's going to have a tough cut on the 1-ball. He's either going to cut the 1-ball in the corner or bank it.
And I have to tell you, to cut it, that is one of your favorite shots. It's one of the shots that you do best. He doesn't cut it. Instead, he brings it down and is playing safe. Well, he got a break there.
And a nice break. He came down the table, kissed off the ball right here, and went into the corner pocket.
But he stays alive on the table after the opening break in the first game, the first rack.
It's a very difficult shot. He's going to have to play position, come over for the 2-ball. Making the cue ball low.
Just needs to move it past the 8. He does that.
He gets a bad break. He hits the 5-ball and gets snookered from the 2-ball. The 4-ball. The 4-ball is the ball in the way, blocking his shot to the 2-ball.
And, of course, with it that close to the rail, I would say it's very almost impossible to jump it, isn't it, from there?
Yes, he'll kick from the bottom rail, come up and try to hit the 2.
Well done. Look out.
Look out. Makes the 8-ball.
Made the 8-ball. So that is 2 combinations he's had already.
That's why it pays to hit the ball, John. Whenever you're kicking at the ball, as long as you hit it, you have a chance of making a ball.
Keep him moving around the table.
Catches it on the inside rail, hits the 9 at the perfect angle to come down, and just carry him off to the 8-ball and make the 8 in pocket. I think he'll play he may play a safety here, or he may just try to cut the 2-ball in the corner pocket right here. Play the safety, putting the cue ball behind the 9-ball.
It's going to be close. I can't tell whether he has any angle at all. Doesn't look like it, does it?
He would have preferred to put the cue ball right there.
Now Francisco Bustamante, 30 years old, gets his first opportunity. We're at the Bicycle Club Casino in Dole Gardens, California.
Play the ball in the side pocket. That's a great shot, John. Watch out for the cue ball now.
Watch out for the 9-ball.
Oh, great shot.
How about that? Game 1. The first rack goes to Bustamante. What an effort that was. We saw 3 unique shots in that opening game.
This was a very good shot. Cutting the 2-ball in the side pocket, perfect angle with the cue ball coming back down table and just hitting the 9-ball on the edge and knocking it in the corner pocket. That's a great shot.
Now, let me ask you, was he trying to do that? Was he thinking that he could make the 9?
He knew he was going to come down and touch it, I believe. He hit it to perfect speed to come down and just hit the 9, and if he hit it at the right angle, he's going to pocket it in the corner, and that's exactly what he did. And he also had position on the 4 ball in case he missed the 9 ball.
Of course, that was priority, to make sure that he keeps the table, and it's Bustamante breaks.
Let's watch his break.
Ooh. Almost got the 1, and almost got the 8.
Came up short.
Did not make any. Didn't leave him very much. Let's take a look at it again. His stick action.
Watch his follow through. He keeps going where Efren stopped. Maybe that's why he's got one of the hardest breaks on the tour today. He's kind of fortunate on the break. It looks like the 8 ball is blocking the 1 ball, so Efren will elect to push out. Pushing out means he's going to put the cue ball somewhere where Bustamante will have his choice of whether he wants the shot or not.
And you can do the push only on that first shot after the break.
Yes. Now Bustamante's going to shoot this ball in the corner pocket and bring the cue ball back out the middle of the table. Perfect. Great shot. Hit a little too hard. Got the cue ball along the rail, which will give him a tough shot now to get position on the 3 ball. The 3 ball's down here by the 9 ball. Predict he'll play the 2 ball and come around 2 rails and play a carom shot on the 3-9. 1, second rail. He's elected to play a kiss shot. Kiss shot means he's going to hit the 3 ball first at the right angle. He's going to come in at an angle and pocket the 9 in the corner pocket.
There it is.
Great shot.
Well done. Second rack goes to Bustamante, again using that, in this case, a billiard-type shot rather than the combination.
This is a great shot. He hits the 3 at the perfect angle to come off the 3 and carry him into the 9 ball and pocket the 9 ball in the corner.
And that was by design, and it gives him a 2-0 lead.
Francisco looks very comfortable.
Bustamante with the break in game 3. He has won the first 2, pocketing the 9 ball on a combination shot and a billiard shot.
He hit them perfect, John. Notice the cue ball stopping in the middle of the table. If he makes a ball, he should have a shot on the 1.
He will have a shot on the 1. He made the 8. Bustamante beat some outstanding players to reach this semifinal, like Buddy Hall, Jim Rempe, Mike Siegel. He lost to Earl Strickland. That was his only loss, but he came back from a tough loss there to beat C.J. Wiley.
The 2 ball. He'll pocket the 1 ball, come down table for the 2 ball. He wants an angle on the 2 ball because the 3 ball is down table here. And he's got a little angle. He'll shoot the 2 ball low right-hand English, drawing the cue ball back over to the rail and back out for the 3 ball.
You know, the way he's played so far, you'd almost think he'd say, well, there's the 9 ball there. Let me figure out some way I can make it go.
Left himself a little longer than he'd like to, but he's playing very nice.
Brought right back now to pick up
Got a little
the 4.
weak. Little weak, John. He wanted to draw the ball back a little farther, bringing the cue ball back here. He's come up short. He doesn't have a shot on the 4 ball. Well, he has a bank shot.
What do you think? Play safe here and leave it maybe behind the 9?
No, he may play the 4 into the rail and back down here. Or he may just play a safety. Let's see what he likes to do.
Well, he's going to have to go, I think, to the bridge here and get a little help.
He also may play a safety, carrying the cue ball off the 4 ball, bringing the cue ball 2 rails around table, coming behind the 6 ball over here. Let's see what he elects to do. See how confident he feels. Will he bank the ball or play safety? Now he's elected to play. So I don't like this safety. I'll tell you why. It's an easy kick shot. If he didn't snooker him from the 4 ball, he'll come over here and just carry him kick the 4 ball up table. But it's deceiving. It looks like he can just shoot the 4 ball in the corner pocket.
So your choice would have been to move the cue ball away from that rail.
Yes, John. I like distance. Leave the farther away you leave the balls, more better chance you have of your opponent missing.
Reyes, who reached the final of the Players event early in the year, also reached the final of the World 9-Ball Championship. A long way to go there. And he leaves something for his opponent Bustamante, the kind of player that can take advantage of it.
Notice how tight the pockets are. He just catches the point, and it bobbles out of the pocket. Hangs up for Bustamante. It's a nice break for Bustamante.
He'll bring it back, set up the 5-ball.
A nice layout. This kind of layout I'd like to have for the final game.
You're going to make one of those predictions, aren't you?
Notice the 7-ball. It's down by the 9-ball. So he'll have easy position on the 9. He'll play the 7-ball in the corner and bring the cue ball back about 3 or 4 inches in this area here.
And all he has left is the 9 to take a 3-0 lead. Now, what kind of trouble does this create for Reyes? I mean, these guys are all capable of running 5, 6 racks in a row, but he's down 3-0 in a race to 9. Bustamante leads his Filipino teammate Reyes 3-0 in this race to 9 in the first semifinal. We talk about these guys as teammates. Boy, the Team Philippines, were they good or what?
Do you have to remind me of that, John?
They were outstanding, winning the World Team Championship. As a matter of fact, they qualified for the final in Las Vegas, right here at the Bicycle Club.
Notice the follow-through here, John. Unbelievable follow-through. It goes through about 8 to 10 inches. The stick bends in half, but the cue ball got away from him. Notice the cue ball is down on the bottom rail. Francisco did not want to put the cue ball down here, but he was lucky that he left the cue ball down here because the 1-ball is also in a tough spot. So Efren will probably push out on this shot and then elect to play a safety. Notice the 8-ball is also maybe in the way of the cue ball hitting the 1-ball. It's hard to tell from up here.
Push out.
There's the push out by Efren Reyes. Efren is married, has 3 children, 10, 9, and 2 months old.
You're going to see a safety here. Safety, or he's going to bank the 1-ball back up toward table, back down table where the cue ball is. Tries to make the 1, got a kiss.
He may come out with what he was after all.
And he got lucky.
Right now the breaks are going Bustamante's way.
Unless if he can see the 1-ball, he'll hit the 1-ball very thin, bring the cue ball 2 rails back down table.
Well, this is a very tight angle, isn't it? What a shot.
Wants to get behind this ball here. Wants to get behind her. Hit a little too easy. He wanted to bring the cue ball back to this rail and now behind the 2-ball, right in this area here, so he'd be snookered from the 1-ball. Now he's left a shot for Bustamante to cut the 1-ball in or play a safety. I think he'll elect to play a safety, bring the cue ball behind the 7-ball over in this area. And he's hit a little too easy.
So now Reyes, this is kind of a game of cat and mouse. They haven't had the table to be as aggressive as we've seen them be.
They're both great safety players. So it's going to be a while before one of them gets a shot, I would believe. Notice the 9-ball.
9-ball is moving closer to that corner pocket.
Efren was a little lucky there. The 1-ball is down table, but the 6-ball is blocking the pocket to pocket the 1-ball in here. So I believe that Bustamante will play a safety. Look out for the cue ball.
And he tried to play the safety, but caught a little too much and left it in front of that pocket and close to the rail.
Well, even though he let Efren see the 1-ball where he hit directly, he still has a very difficult shot. He doesn't have much of the pocket to work with. Notice the angle he's coming in. So I imagine he'll play either a bank shot or a safety again. Actually played a safety, hit a little too hard, I believe. And notice now where the 1-ball is. Set up a combination.
Yeah, remember where the 9-ball is. There they are. They're right in line. He's done this twice already. To go up 4-0. Boom, boom. That's it.
Great shot. That's a great shot.
A combination for Bustamante, and he takes a commanding 4-0 lead. And he's used that 9-ball, either billiard or combination 3 of the first 4 racks.
Notice how he protects the cue ball. He shoots the 1 into the 9-ball, and he protects the cue ball, bringing it to the rail. Perfect speed. Cue ball protects the cue ball.
So some short games for Francisco Bustamante and a 4-0 lead here at the Bicycle Gardens, California, and ESPN's coverage of the '93 Pro Tour Championship. Ready for the 5th rack of our first semifinal, the Pro Tour Championship.
Wow.
There's some of the power that Bustamante has shown all week long with his break. And if he doesn't get some interference, then he should have a shot at the 1.
I believe he has interference from the 7 ball. I believe the 7 ball is blocking the path to the 1 ball. If it's not, then he'll play the 1 ball in the corner pocket.
So he's got to think about getting back up for the 2.
He also has a shot on the 9 ball. He can hit the 1 ball into the 4 and the 9 and bring the 9 over here. Okay, you can make the 1 ball. That's a great shot.
And he brought that cue ball all the way around, 4 rails, and looking right at the 2.
Not an easy shot. He's going to roll it very slowly. He's really shooting well.
He's starting to get a rhythm, isn't he?
Yes. It's nice to be ahead 4 games, too, John.
You see, in '92, he was the Japanese 9-ball champion, and that's part of the reason that he's not ranked on the tour, because he does play so much overseas. Lives now in Germany, but he did come back and join an outstanding group of Philippine players to win the World Team Championship.
Shoot this very slowly. Cue ball rolls over for the 6 ball. Now he'll bring the cue ball. This is a draw shot. He's going to hit the cue ball very low and bring it back to the rail and back out table for the 7 ball in the side pocket.
And all he has to do is work his way down to the 8 and then come back for the 9.
Oh, he's hit a little too hard.
That's not the shot he wanted to leave, is it?
No, it isn't, John. He came a little too far. He wanted to be out here. Now he's come too far. He's going to play the 7 ball in the corner pocket and bring the cue ball out in the middle of the table.
He does avoid that side pocket. I was concerned that he might scratch on that. He did not.
Notice the angle, John. He's left himself an angle to bring the cue ball off the rail and back down table for the 9 ball. Perfect.
There it comes. And Bustamante now threatening to take a commanding lead in our opening semifinal. This to go up 5-0. And right now it's all Francisco Bustamante. He has a commanding lead over his fellow countryman, Efren Reyes.
Wins game 5. He now leads 5 games to 0.
There it goes.
Notice the cue ball, John. Again, he's hitting the balls and stopping the cue ball right in the middle of the table. Unfortunately, he got if he follows through real low, and then comes down, see?
And what is the difference, Alan, between the cues that they use, the one for breaking and the one they use when they play the game?
Usually the break cue is a lot lighter. Play the safety.
And like all the other shots he's played, it turned out very well.
Yes, he did. If Efren can hit the 1, I can't tell if he can hit the 1, but if he can, he'll hit the cue ball into the 1 ball and come over and try to pocket the 9 ball in the corner pocket.
Why not? He needs a game. Down 5-0 here. The first 5 racks have been won by Bustamante.
He may also come inside the rail here and carry him off the 1 ball and try to make the 9 also that way.
You saw the money winnings for Reyes. He has been close, finishing second twice in 2 of the 4 major tournaments on the Pro Billiards Tour. He stayed away from that combo and tried to snooker his opponent.
I don't believe he has. I believe that Francisco can make the 1 ball.
Looks like he's got an angle.
Yes.
That might really open up this table, too.
Yes, and Bustamante will bring the cue ball down to the bottom rail and back over here for the 2 ball. Himself a little angle on the 2 ball. He's perfect for the position to go on to the 3 ball. That's how long a stroke he has.
It's like you mentioned earlier, and you talked about a little earlier, that the problem is once these guys get on a roll, all you can do is sit and watch. You don't get a chance.
For sure, John. Nothing you can do. It's the only sport like that, too, John.
I think in yesterday's play was maybe the key for Bustamante, because he lost handily to Earl Strickland, who's in one of our other semifinals, but then he came right back with a big win over C.J. Wiley, who was playing outstanding. In fact, Wiley eliminated Johnny Archer.
Here's the layout he has here. If the 8 ball does not go past the 9 ball in this corner, then he's going to have a problem. He's going to have to bring the cue ball on the other side of the 8 ball. I believe the 8 ball may go past the 9 because he's left himself positioned to come straight down table. And watch, he doesn't foul the 9 ball.
Scott Smith The tournament director moved around to take a look to make sure that he did not. So what does he do here?
Looks like he has half a pocket on the 8-ball. I can't tell. He'll make the 8-ball in the corner pocket and just bring the cue ball to the bottom rail and out a little bit.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Very nice shot. This to make it 6-0. Bustamante on a roll and on a shutout roll here in our first semifinal in Southern California. Bustamante leads 6-0. The 7th rack is all set by our referee for the semifinal match, Scott Smith. And eagerly awaiting to take a shot at that, the guy that's in control all the way, Bustamante.
Ball?
Yep, I think so. And look how open the table is, and look where the cue ball is, right in the middle.
Again, he's in the middle of the table. Anywhere in the middle of the table is fine. He's got a nice layout. He's got a shot on the 1 ball, the pocket the 1 ball in the corner. Bring the cue ball back off the rail and over here for the 2 ball.
You see any problems, any real problems that he's going to have to deal with?
Not really. The 5 ball is the key shot here. If he gets on the 5 ball at the right angle, he's going to play an angle on the 3 ball so that he plays position for the 5 in the same corner. He's going to make the 2 ball.
5 is a little bit too close to the 8. The way he's playing, I'm sure he'll take care of that.
Yes, he'll play the 3 ball in the side pocket, I believe, and bring the cue ball back down table and up here for the 5 ball.
Remember, he made the 4 on the break. Trying to break and run and open up a 7-0 lead. This is a race to 9. The only one racing so far has been Bustamante.
Watch this shot, John. It's going to be a low left-hand English shot. He's going to bring the cue ball over to the rail, not touching the 8 ball, and back out for the 6 ball on the side. Look out.
Got to hurry.
Look out. Got a little lucky there, I think. I don't believe he wanted to play through between the 8 and 9.
No, you would have kept it on the other side of the 8 ball, right?
Yes. But anyway, he has a nice layout now.
It's worked out very nicely for him. He's got the 7 and come down to the 8 and the 9. And all Efren Reyes can do is watch.
I was just going to say, John, I think Efren's hoping he gets another shot, to tell you the truth.
He might not. Bustamante has just been tremendous, and it really started last night when he picked himself up after losing 13-4 to Earl Strickland. He responded by beating C.J. Wiley 13-4, and he leads this semifinal 7-0. Francisco Bustamante in control.
Winner of Game 7, Mr. Bustamante. He leads 7 games to 0.
Nice shot to have for that game. Key shot in that game was the 5 ball.
One of the things that you and I have talked about, building this lead for Bustamante 7-0, all good players like to have some kind of an angle to work with on their shots, don't they? I mean,
yes. It's all position, John, leaving yourself the right angle on the ball to get position on the next ball.
And for a change, it is going to be a chance for Reyes. Bustamante can't believe it. It has not happened often, but it's given Efren Reyes maybe the chance he needs. I think the problem, if you look at the table, are all those balls bunched together down at this end.
I think he needs to loosen up a little bit. He does have a problem with these balls down here, but he has a combination, if you notice, a 5 and a 9, playing the 9 in the corner. If he can get onto the 4 ball.
I think that's one thing he probably needs right now is a short game, maybe a 9-ball combination to get him on the board, trailing 7-0.
He's going to have to use a lot of draw on this shot. He's going to bring the cue ball back into the middle of the table, striking the 3 ball with low English, bringing the cue ball backwards. Great shot, nice draw shot.
Brought it all the way back. And in good shape now.
Coming off the rail, John, down table for the 5-9 combination. Come on off the rail.
There it is.
Get in the circle.
5-9 combo. Staring him right in the face. He needs this one. 5 into the 9, the combination, and Efren Reyes has won his first game. Cuts off the run by Bustamante after losing 7 in a row.
Reyes wins
perfect
game 8.
oncoming.
Scores Bustamante 7, Reyes 1.
It's the 4th game.
Needs to pocket a ball on the break, John, and keep the cue ball under control.
Well, he lost the cue ball off the table.
What was I just saying? The cue ball is under control, and he goes off the table. You see, he wanted to hit them a little extra hard to make sure he made a ball, and it ends up going off the table.
And that means ball in hand for Bustamante.
Notice why he went off the table. I don't believe he hits the 1 ball square in the nose. He hits it off to the side, and then the 6 comes over and caroms it off the table.
The 6 gave it the extra nudge it needed to get off the table.
Well, it was bouncing, John. So what happens? The cue ball is bouncing, and the 6 ball comes over and hits it, and then goes flying off the table. Bustamante will roll down for the 3, 3-9. I don't even know if he has a carom on the 3-9 or not. Maybe playing a carom on the 3-9. If he can pocket the 3 ball, he'll pocket the 3. But if he can't, he'll play a carom off the 3 into the 9 and try to make it in the corner. Let's see what he likes to play. I guess he can make the 3 ball.
He's done it 3 other times. Let's see what he elects to do.
Okay.
No sense in getting greedy when you're leading 7-1.
No. He's left himself a long shot. He'll bring the cue ball over to the rail and back out to the middle table.
Whoa.
Oh. 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 He's okay.
Make it just a little tougher. He's a little close to the 8.
He'll just play to make the 5 ball because the 6 ball is in an easy position over here. Really hitting the balls with a lot of authority, John, isn't he?
He certainly is. And the 7 ball is off the table. So he has the 6, the 8, and the 9 to go up 8.
Look out. A little fortunate there. He could have got a bad roll there by touching the 8. He got perfect on the 8. He'll roll down for the 9 ball on this area here.
And only the 9 remains for Francisco Bustamante. So after losing the cue ball off the table on the break, it turns out to cost Reyes and gives Bustamante what he needs for another win. It is an 8-1 lead for Bustamante, and he's just not giving Reyes any breaks at all, is he?
He's breaking the balls really, really well. Look out. What did I say?
Scratches, yep. So they returns the favor.
Foul, ball in hand.
So now it becomes ball in hand, and this is a must now for Reyes to take advantage of this.
Tries to hit him a little extra hard and lets the cue ball get away from him. 9 ball moving around the table.
But it was the cue ball that wound up in the pocket.
He's got a nice layout here. The only problem I could see on the table would be the position from the 4 to the 5. He'll bring the cue, shoot the 2 ball in the corner, and play position on the 4. But I believe he'll play position, playing the 2 in there and coming off the rail and back out here for the 4. Now he brought it through the 6. He had a bigger angle than I thought. Got a perfect angle on the 4 ball now, pocketing the 4 ball in the corner. And bringing
This table is setting up very nicely for him now.
A little too easy. Maybe okay though. Doesn't want to touch this ball here if he can avoid it.
So he switches to the left hand.
Perfect.
And he does that with such ease, like he can shoot it either way. It doesn't matter, huh?
Makes you wonder if he's left-handed too.
Well, this is a must for him to get out on this table, on this particular rack.
It's got a nice layout, John. He'll pocket the 7 ball and come off the rail and back down table for the 8 ball. And then playing the 8 ball in the corner. And this corner here. And then leaving himself positioned for the 9 ball in the side pocket.
So the scratch on the break by each player has resulted in a game for the opponent. Reyes scratched and Bustamante went to 8-1, but the scratch on the break of the cue ball by Bustamante gives Reyes the chance to climb back a bit. It's now 8-2. Efren Reyes trailing 8-2 here in semifinal number 1. He will have the break. The winner breaks. He needs to break and run a couple of games, don't you think?
Definitely.
I mean, that's pretty obvious, but he really needs to start making something happen and make Bustamante sit a bit. Almost made that 1 ball.
Well, he has made, but notice
Yeah,
he
he did
just
make
controlled the cue ball that time, John. He didn't hit them extra hard. He wanted to just hit them square and control the cue ball. He has, it looks like he may have a shot on the 1 ball. No, he doesn't. I believe the 4 ball is blocking the 1 ball from making it. May play a bank shot here also.
Foul.
Played the 2 ball.
Combination on the 2.
And Scott called a foul on him. I didn't see it. Did he hit the 9 first?
Ball in hand, Mr. Bustamante.
Oh, he hit the 4 ball first.
He did. He just touched the 4 ball, so that gives it ball in hand to Bustamante.
You must hit the lowest ball on the table, the lowest number ball on the table first, otherwise it's a foul. And the shot is illegal.
And is this a combo? Bustamante has done this 3 other times. Bustamante has done it. With a 9-ball combination, Francisco Bustamante advances to the final of the Pro Tour 9-ball championship by eliminating his fellow countryman, Efren Reyes.
Big advantage having ball in hand, John. Leave yourself the perfect angle, which is pocket the 9 ball.
Well, this wasn't the first time. He had a 9-ball combo on the first rack, a 9-ball billiard shot in the second rack, a 9-ball combo in the fourth rack. Bustamante has reached the final round. Again, our final and semifinal number 1 from the Bicycle Club Casino. Francisco Bustamante 9 and Efren Reyes 2. Welcome back.